Recently, Bob Weir of the Grateful Dead passed, and I wanted to put together a little bit of a tribute lesson to him. Before I get into that, I'll give my quick 2 cents on the Grateful Dead. Not my favorite band in the world. A little bit too country, a little bit too noodly for my taste. But where I think all of us, regardless of what generation of musician we are, need to really step back and give them thanks and praise for is their conception about the music as a commercial unit. And basically what I'm saying, to put this into simpler terms, is it was a good thing that they actively encouraged their fans to record their audio, share it with friends, and distribute it to others. And that, in a way, they really lit the way for what the commercial model for music needs to be going ahead here. Ultimately, once the music goes into the air, it's for everybody. Whereas what we are seeing, like in the 70s, what we saw was record companies trying to stop tape recording at concerts because they viewed it as tantamount to stealing an album, which is kind of baffling and strange if you really think about the differences between an album and a live recording. As we've discussed on my Ichika Nito video. Did I get the pronunciation right this time? Go ahead and check that out as well. But where I think they were really looking ahead is, you get cut to the 80s, right? Got Lars Ulrich and Metallica actively doing tape distribution of stuff, right? Then we cut to the 90s. Lars Ulrich and Metallica are now becoming the poster boys of anti-Napster. The heroes have become the villains, which is the repeating story here. Napster sort of comes off as the heroes, like, yo, we're just doing this for the fans, man. Aren't albums too expensive? And they were, adjusted for inflation. For example, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness was over $50 in 2026 money. Think about that. It's like the cost of buying like Clair Obscur or something like that on the Xbox store for a double album. Perhaps the inflation was getting a little bit out of control, right? But then, of course, all the tech bros became the villains over the last quarter century here, cut to today, where the tech bros are building robots to literally basically put all of us artists out of jobs so that we can do the valuable work on this planet of moving boxes around until they build robots for us to move boxes for us so that all of us can sit at home and try to figure out what we're doing with our days now. That's pretty bleak. Let's get into Bob Weir. Bob Mould's cool too. Love me some Husker Du. But we're here to talk about Bob Weir, and we are here to talk about cadences. Now, there are many different types of cadences. This is a short video. It's meant to be a little bit bite-sized and just kind of give everybody something to kind of chew on and play around with in their playing here today. So really what I want to do is focus in on 3 different types of cadences. The major 1-4-5 cadence, the minor 1-4-5 cadence, and then adding a little bit of pentatonic into the mix, a la Booker T and the MGs and 60s soul Motown style playing. So, first things first, major type cadences. What are we talking about here? I'm on my 12 string here today because, 70s, right? Everything always sounds nice and shimmery. And a lot of these ideas translate very well to our 12 string. So, if I want to do a major type cadence here using this D, I'm going to think about what are the chords in D: do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So we are going to add in G major and A major into our voicings here. I'm going to kind of toggle freely between D, G, and A major. And if I do this up the board, I can even spell out the entirety of the scale here for increased melodic value. Randy Rhoads is busting this out on Crazy Train too. So like if we're thinking about Crazy Train, here's A major. Then we go to E. Then we go to D. And then we go to A. Yeah. Mi, re, do. 8, 1, 5, 4, 1. So that's all that's happening there too. You can do the same thing here on E, so E, A, B. In particular, I like this chord a lot. I like the A second inversion here because you can kind of go from an E7. Now, we can also do this with the minor as well. So I'll go back to my D position here. Here would be D minor. I'm going to add in my G minor and my A minor. We can also go harmonic minor here. So I can go. Natural minor. And another good example of this, kind of a classic example of this, might be Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You by Led Zeppelin, where I'm going to deliberately mangle this riff so as not to offend the gods of copyright. Dog show! Dog show! Dog show! Dog show. Now, the last thing you can do with this is add this into pentatonics. And so kind of the best way of formulating this is imagine here, this is A major, right? Or actually, I'm going to finish off here with Fire on the Mountain. So let's imagine we're in B major here. My B minor pentatonic scale is going to have G, B, D. Where'd I get G from? B, D, E, F sharp, A, B. Not a G to be found anywhere, is there? All right, so I can add in those triadic chords anything, any note off of that can extend off of that B chord here. And I can also, let's say we're doing Fire on the Mountain here, pepper in those subdominant and dominant cadences on there. Oh, actually, okay, so that's like kind of a circle of force move. This is Keith Richards' move. all of those kind of become potential options to play around with. So try adding in some of these little cadence moves to your rhythm playing. It's something that Bob Weir does a lot, and it can really punch up what is otherwise a static chord progression without having to, where I find these professionally to be the most useful is without me having to reteach the band anything on the fly. Like if I know my bass player's just hanging out on a B, and we're on a B major, and the rest of the band's going to be kind of holding down the fort on that one tonic chord, and I feel like it's safe, I might go for some of these little cadence moves and see if I can't add like a little punchy rhythmic change to what is otherwise a fairly stable bass or tonic note going on underneath me. Another way of putting it is the band's holding down the fort on a C, right? We're moving into a solo section. You've got your lead guitar guy, and he's just whittling away. What do you do to add a little bit of flavor onto that? Well, band is not going to move to a whole new chord progression, but you as the rhythm guitar player, you can kind of imply C, B flat, C, F, C, and either the band bites on that and your bass player kind of comes along with you and starts going, starts giving you the support notes underneath it and really leans into it, or they don't. That's the beautiful part. If they don't bite, cool. Abandon ship, move on, go back to holding down the fort, throw out another idea. See if you can catch the bass player's attention, and maybe they'll bite on it the second time around. So, some fun things to add into your chord progressions. If you've got a song you're kind of stuck on, what do I need to do to get this thing going to the next level? Try peppering in a cadence over a chord, especially if you've got something that's sort of holding down for a minute here. Try adding in quick little subdominant cadences or little dominant cadences, whatever fits. Just try it out. Throw it at the progression. See where it gets you. Hopefully that's useful. If it is, please go ahead, drop me a like, drop a subscribe. Want to thank all y'all out there in YouTube land for bringing the channel up to 100 subscribers. Woohoo. Seriously though, when I started the channel here less than a month ago, I had that as the ambitious goal, and we hit it. So that's really cool. I do appreciate all y'all. There's going to be more content coming. If you like this, like, subscribe. Feel free to check out the Patreon if you want lessons. That is ultimately what this channel is here for, so go ahead and hit me up. Otherwise, y'all happy practicing. Have a great day. And until the next one, cheers.